What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
I say it's freedom of many things. When people proudly had their Confederate flags, they're not talking about racism. They love their flag. It represents the South.
I knew half of South Carolinians saw the Confederate flag as heritage and tradition.
What do you want me to say about slavery? Next question.
Today, an indictment was unsealed.
It's here. Now that's what I call conspiracy. Volume 3. 78 of the hottest indictment charges from your favorite superstar president. And still technically not a criminal. Like conspiracy to violate civil rights. Conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Obstruction of an official proceeding. And conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Collaborations with hot new artists like Co-Conspirator 1.
Let's have trial by combat.
And we'll throw in his bonus lyrics booklet just released. Now, Volume 3 has the best of today's court docket topping hits and all the charges from the classified documents case, including obstructing justice, making false statements, and of course, retaining classified information.
Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers, except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. These are the papers.
Yeah.
See, as president, I could have been less. Now I can't, but this is classified.
Now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Dozens of incriminating and for some insane reason recorded tracks, such as 34 felony counts of falsifying business records and a hush money scheme.
When it comes time for the financing, which will be...
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you, so... No. I got... No.
Order now and get all these hits. Or order in a few weeks and we can squeeze in a couple more from an upcoming indictment in Georgia.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Now, that's what I call conspiracy. Volume 3. What's that? Volume 4? What? Oh, Volume 4. Guys, how many of these are there? Why don't I just record all the numbers? Because this keeps happening.
My son is going to prison. Let's put Trump in jail. Boom. Let's put Trump in jail. Boom. Let's put Trump in jail. Trump is no damn good. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, what is it? Do you know anything about Russia? Russia. China and Germany. Watermelon head. Boom, bing, watermelon head. Boom, bing, watermelon head. Boom, bing, ding, 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 ding. By the way, perfect phone call. You'd be very proud of me. They ought to release the J6 hostages. They've suffered enough. They ought to release them. I call them hostages. Some people call them prisoners. I call them hostages. Release the J6 hostages, Joe. Release them, Joe. You can do it real easy, Joe.
Quite revealing and shocking that she's on the call and she's saying we'll pay for your lawyers as well. There's also an interesting angle to this, Lisa, which is we have seen, and I think this is sort of a little bit of a Fonnie Willis effect, which is, all eyes were on the Justice Department from the beginning of this, but it's pretty clear that there are all sorts of colorable claims in a bunch of jurisdictions that state law was violated. And now we've seen cases brought against, the sort of fake electors in Michigan. There's a case now in Nevada. There's maybe one coming in Arizona. There is the one in Georgia that names them. That there were, alongside with the federal case and the Fonnie Willis case, there were many state laws that plausibly were broken in pursuit of this scheme.
I'm sorry that you were so dissuaded and so fooled
by Trump. I mean, you were married to Kellyanne Conway for 20 years prior to Trump even being a blip on a screen. And somehow you were so dismayed that you were just so confused by it. You call him a liar. You rely on the January 6th circus, the January 6th parade, which if you looked at the tapes of it, which obviously you have, you've seen police escorting people, shaking hands, fist bumping. You don't deal with any of that. You just do the left-leaning political lies. And why did you put yourself out forward? Is it just to get attention? Is that why Kellyanne is divorcing you?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to get into the personal stuff, but I would rather be somewhere else than here today. I avoided publicity my whole life, even when I was doing things that were political. I mean, I helped get Bill Clinton impeached. It was a kind of a thing that the left attacked me for. I don't like corrupt politicians. I don't like liars. That's what this is about. And yes, I was confused by Donald Trump. I am ashamed that I supported him in 2016. It was a mistake of judgment. It was a mistake of moral judgment. It was an intellectual mistake. And I want to make amends for that. And I want to urge people, I mean, maybe not you, caller, Chris, there are people who know better in the Republican Party. Basically, they know that he's a danger. They're just too afraid to speak out, or they're too afraid to admit error. And that's what I think a lot of what we see in Trumpism today is about, is that people are afraid. You know, they supported him because he gave the finger, if you will, to people they didn't like. And then they thought they pretended, they convinced themselves that he was smart, which he isn't. They convinced themselves that he was competent, which he isn't. They convinced himself that he is moral, which he isn't. And once you realize what happens is he disproves all of those things so frequently that if you don't want to admit a mistake, you turn it off. Okay? This caller says, oh, January 6th was a tourist visit in essence. Okay? I have met Capitol police officers who were assaulted. One of them basically had to go and basically had to leave service because of the injuries that he suffered. People died that day. The property was destroyed. And if Donald Trump had had his wish, he tried, he according to the testimony of the January 6th committee, according to Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony, and according to other reports, he basically tried to assault a Secret Service agent to go up to Capitol Hill. If he had gone to Capitol Hill, who knows what kind of violence would have ensued. And the only good thing of that would have been, it would have been bad because so many more people would have been hurt, but at least there would be no ambiguity. Nobody would be able to pretend, or maybe this caller would be able to pretend, that Trump didn't incite an insurrection.
The Lincoln Project keeps calling out Trump with their new ads, just like they always do. They were not just making a statement, they were making sure that Trump's divisive actions and comments stay in the spotlight. It's important to have voices that keep his record in check and challenges his leadership. Thanks for watching. To stay up to date on the latest political news, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow us on social media. Stay connected with New York Democrats. See you next time. God bless America. Goodbye.